All right, everybody. Gene, aka Genius, out at the range. Got Miss Amanda behind the camera, hoping to get her to shoot some stuff today. But before we get started talking about this Fusion XP Pro, one of my, as I said in the short, one of the most hesitant, I really had to put a lot of thought into buying this gun. And we'll talk about why here in just a second. But like always, just want to make sure we extend an invitation for you to know Jesus Christ as your Savior. I know a lot of you probably in America, you've probably heard that a lot over your life. But, you know, if you don't know what it means, if you've never acted on it, if you've never asked questions, reach out to me in the comment section or gsquaredtactical@gmail.com and just let's have a conversation. Let's talk about the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. So I got the Fusion XP Pro, the Armo. I'm not totally sure what that is. This gun is brand new to me. I literally just picked it up yesterday, and I like it that way. I don't like watching other people's reviews, what they had to say about it or anything else. I like my stuff to be genuine, okay? My thoughts, what I think initially upon picking it up, okay? And when I pick this gun up, I'm going to tell you the things I do and don't like, okay? So I like flared mag well, you know, just like on the Platypus here. I like guns with flared mag wells. The one thing I don't like about it is when you pick up this, oh my goodness, you know, it's got that rough stippling, those needles, if you will, in the grip. I mean, you really have a grip on that thing. And from front to back, from the back strap to the front strap and side to side, it's just so much thinner, okay? So for the average person, it's going to feel way better in the hand. Why this thing had to be so thick from the back strap to the front strap and side to side is beyond me, because again, it still takes the Glock 17 magazine, and we will just go ahead and start with that. I will be tossing these magazines, or at the very least just sticking them in the safe, because they are garbage, okay? They're just not good magazines, but thankfully it takes Glock mag, so if you have some P-mag laying around, then hey, that's probably what I'm going to use anyway. So it doesn't really matter, I don't guess, but they did put 2 magazines, 17 rounders in the box, but they are super, super flimsy. I had another magazine that said turkey on the bottom of it, spelled differently. I can't remember which gun it was, but those were better than these things are, okay? The magazines are no good. It's super thick from front to back and side to side. For people with those piano fingers, it would probably be great. Overall, it's not a bad feel necessarily, but when you pick up the Platypus or you pick up the Bull Armory, you're like, oh man, just so much better feeling in the hand. And the Bull Armory is more of a traditional double stack 2011, as in it doesn't take Glock magazines, so you would understand it being a little bit thicker, okay? But I don't understand that, okay? The checkering on the back, I'm glad it has it on the front and on the back, but it's not aggressive at all. The whatever it is on the side, the honeycomb look or what have you on the sides here, it looks good. Aesthetically, it looks really, really good, but this is slick as owl crap, as they say, right? If it weren't for the flared mag well, which is removable, I probably would lose my grip on this gun, especially if I begun to sweat or what have you, okay? It does have a ambi safety, which I do like. It does not look as though you can swap the mag release around. I don't see how you could. Maybe you can. It just doesn't look as though you can. But it is an aggressive mag release. You can manipulate it without adjusting your grip. It does have nice checkering on it. You know I like that. And I do like the way the slide lock, slide release does kind of protrude back into the grip here. And I can, over top of the safety, I can manipulate that without adjusting my grip. I can even manipulate it to lock it back without adjusting my grip. So I do like the very tactical mag release on there. The trigger guard is a little smaller than most. Not a huge deal for me, especially because it's so thick front to back. It's kind of works for me as far as where my finger goes in. It does have a skeletonized, what seems to be an aluminum textured on the front, flat face trigger that is actually a pretty doggone good trigger. It breaks right on the wall. Very nice reset. I have no beef with the trigger whatsoever. It does have a skeletonized hammer, ambi safety as mentioned already, and does have a 4-slot rail up front. It does not come all the way to the end. It's not a full length rail, but it's a pretty good look. Front serrations, back serrations, when you put an Optic on here, most of the time the rear serrations kind of become, you know, I mean, an afterthought basically, because you can't hardly use them. You end up using your Optic. Okay, it does have front serrations, but because of the way they canted or slanted the slide, I mean, it kind of gives it a good look, but it makes the front serrations almost non-usable, if you will. I mean, yeah, kind of, sort of. My wife said when she used it, because she likes the platypus and she likes how she can get all tactical like this, she said it wasn't as easy to do with this, and her not knowing the terminology and things like that, I think her opinion is more organic. It's more like just as it is, and it's because of the way the slide is rather than being more straight up and down like a traditional 1911, it has that cant on there. So it does have front serrations, not really usable. I don't know why they cut these pieces out of the front. I don't know if it's some kind of weighted thing, help keep the barrel cool. I'm not sure. It's not ported. And it kind of, maybe if it had a stainless barrel in there, it would look a little better, but it's not the best look in the world. It probably could have just, in my opinion, could have just left it straight. Serrated blacked out on the rear, white dot on the front, and you do get two plates with it. One of them is for your SRO, one of them is for your Leopold. I mean, on the backs of the Optic plates, it tells you what all optics you can use on there. I have my EOTech E-Flex up here, which is a very underrated optic, in my opinion. Very clean glass and crisp dot. It is textured, or it does have lines across the top of the slide, dulled out to help cut down on glare. Let's talk about the mounting system here, okay? I just don't like, so on the platypus you have the direct mount, okay? Of course, yes, it is an SRO RMR pattern, so you're going to be stuck, but most people like the Holosun K footprint, 507 comp, all of those have the RMR footprint, and most people will gravitate towards those. So much like with the Glock magazines, I think it was kind of genius on their part to do that. It is a flush mount on there, and I also like the Bull Armory better because of its mounting system, and also the fact that you can put a smaller, more micro, I'm sorry, I said K a second ago, it's actually the C. So on here you can mount the Holosun C, not the Holosun K. So the Holosun C, so 507, 407C, 507 comp, SRO, obviously RMR. So that's what most people are using anyway. And the Bull Armory, you can do the RMSC shield, so the more micro, and you can also do an RMR, so full size or a micro optic. I like the mounting system a lot on the Bull Armory. On this one, it has a plate much like what you find on the CZ Shadows and stuff like that, where you mount the plate to the slide, and then you have to have teeny tiny short little screws, and they're not included in the box, okay? So in the box you do get two shorter screws. Make sure you use the shorter screws that are in the bag to mount the plate to the gun, okay? And then you have to find the right size screw, which was a super pain in the neck because it did not come with it. I could not find anything in the owner's manual to suggest what size screws to use, and I couldn't find anything online either. Maybe I didn't look good enough. I'm sure all the tactical guys or all the YouTube operators will let me know, but I ended up having to take some, I believe it was 9mm screws or something, and filing them down in order to get some that was the right thread pattern, but also would not be so long that it would protrude down into the slide. But I figured that out. I'd say it's probably about an 8mm in length, but again, I don't know that. I just don't like the mounting system. I wish that they had the plate with the co-witnessing sight. I do like that. I don't lose my sight like I do on the 2K11, but I just wish that they would have made it to where when the screws go down through the optic, they also go through the plate, and that gives you, I think, a better mounting system, and it also gives you more options for length of screws to use without impeding or going into your slide and messing something up, okay? So that would be what I don't necessarily like about it. It comes in a nice box. It does have a cleaning kit that it came with. Like I said, it does come with the two plates, and you know, overall I did shoot it a few times, 4 shots actually, zeroing the EOTech here, which was already kind of on point, and those 4 shots seemed fine. I don't know, I was very hesitant about buying this. It's weird the way that it's rounded around the front of the grip here. It's like they made it thin like the Glock magazine, okay? It's like they initially made it that way, but for some reason or another, it's almost like they decided to add some metal onto the front. It's this real rounded, weird kind of feel and look. But overall, I'm becoming more okay with it, if you will. It kind of looks okay. Aesthetically, it's not a bad look. So, I don't like doing this necessarily, but I'll lay some pictures over this while I go through some of the pertinent information of the gun. Okay, 9mm, obviously it is a 4-inch tri-top, pro cocking serrations, pro vent they call it. The recoil system is a 1-piece full-length guide rod. The weight on it is 35.5 ounces. Black color, obviously, aluminum grip, chain link pattern, checkered front strap, and of course, like I said, removable mag well. The frame is steel, tactical rail, Tenifer finish. Overall length is 7.5 inches. Materials is bar stock. Barrel 4-inch Clark para ramped bull barrel, also a Tenifer finish. Fixed combat sights, RMR ready, RMR plate, co-witnessing sights included, as again I've already mentioned. Trigger is steel, 1-piece milled trigger. The mag catch is checkered, polycarbonate, and like I said, it does come with 2 17-round Glock 17 pattern magazines. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I did take 4 shots. I am going to use the magazines that came with the gun, because again, if you don't have a bunch of Glock magazines laying around, well then, hey, you might have to use the ones it came with. So we want to see if it holds up, and because I don't know. I'm just telling you, if you've got P mags, you've got Glock mags available, or if you can buy some P mags, totally do that. But slide is smooth, does seem to have a smooth action. So I'm just going to put some on target here and see what I think about the overall shootability of the gun.
That's pretty good.
Ain't bad.
No, it ain't bad at all.
It ain't bad. That was all right. Let me get over here. Well, both magazines function. The floor plates didn't fly off or anything like that. I guess time will tell with those. And obviously, it has now been through 17,
34.
34 rounds. We put 4 rounds.
38.
That's a 38 total. I'm going to let Miss Amanda shoot this gun and see what her thoughts are, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get her to, let's see, I'm going to get her to compare a couple of 2011s, because she was such a huge fan of the platypus. I want to see what her thoughts are on that. What is your initial thoughts just holding the gun?
It's wide.
It's thick?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it might change when you shoot it. Let's see what you got.
I gotta say, that first shot got me. That thing shoots good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all. I mean, when I first held it and it was thick, you know how I am about thick guns.
Right.
But no, that thing shoots smooth.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, that's just the honest truth. It's just not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought, usually, like she said, when I have a gun that's that thick, I usually have trouble shooting it, but you was.
What do we have that sight on, Carissa? I like that dot.
Yeah, it's a nice dot.
Yeah, I do like that dot.
The E-Flex from EOTech is very underrated sight, I can tell you that, and you could pick them up relatively cheap, you know, $250, $300, $350 on a bad.
And that glass is clear.
It's very clear.
After shooting that, normally, you know, I complain about the film or the
right.
black, but that's still clear.
It's a very clear gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So I thought you would like it. That's why I wanted you to shoot it, because you initially said, like I did, how thick it was, and you probably wasn't going to like it. But so far, I don't know. I mean,
And the flare wheel does hold that hand. It helps my,
because that grip is slick.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think it's slick because of
those rounded edges.
They're real.
That's really weird. Yeah.
Flat. What do you want to call it? Like, this is texture. This is smooth.
And even on the texturing part of it, it's
not grippy. You could feel it, but it's not like enough to make it stand still. My fingers are slipping.
Right. If it wasn't for the texturing on the front and the back and the flared mag well, I'd probably lose it. But the trigger is not bad at all. I mean, it's a good trigger, good reset. And yeah, I could tell that first one jumped up on you, but after that, you was all over the.
And you know, that's odd because I like a curved trigger, and that's flat.
I don't know, man.
And they are a little texture. That might be it. Yeah. There's something there.
So far, it's not bad.
No.
I'm gonna put one more magazine through it. I'm gonna spray paint the target, and we'll shut the camera off. I'm gonna spray paint the target and just do a quick little accuracy test. Try to be more precise, slow it down a little bit. And then we'll wrap up the video, and we'll follow up with this. We'll do some comparisons to other guns as well. So let's just do that. All right, I'm going to do the 20 round, or actually 21 round P-mag here. And I'm going to do this right target, and then I'll let Amanda do the last one over there, since we always do competition. See who's better here. She said that the Optic's shooting a little low. I don't know. If it is, we'll just look at the cluster. We'll go by the grouping. So she was right. It is shooting low. Very good group though, and I was shooting a little faster than normal. And surprisingly, that's because I shockingly kind of like shooting the gun. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to shut it off again, adjust the sight a little bit. And I thought I had it three-way, but maybe I didn't. It wasn't as good as I thought it was. So let's do that, and we'll get Amanda over here on the last one and see who cluster, as she called it, is better. Okay, so I got it right, so she could get her cluster. Right.
You ready, big boy?
Huh?
You ready for this, big boy?
Ready to get beat down. That's fine. Go ahead. I'll take it.
Ooh.
We'll call that a draw. I mean, I think mine's a little.
I think yours a little tighter.
But I'll give you a draw.
It snuck up on me there too. Did you hear that?
You double tapped.
Yeah.
All right. Now you're gonna say it's pulling to the right.
Yeah, it's pulling to the right, but yeah, yours is a little tighter. I ain't gonna lie, yours is a little tighter.
Pulling right there. What, babe? What'd you say?
I said yours is a little tighter. I'm going to admit it.
We'll wrap up the video here in just a second. All right, I'm going to shoot this one more time just because you was pulling hard right. So I just want to be sure. You must have been riding the slide lock too. We didn't even talk about that. Because it didn't lock back on you.
Well, you know, I do ride a slide lock on some of them, so I ain't going to lie.
This target here, I'll take a picture afterwards that you had a hard right there. And again, the grip is different on this gun. But I definitely think it's something, if you purchased it, it'd be worth getting used to. So let's just see. Now I'm back at about 15 yards. I'm back a little further than I was.
Oh, that was dead on, yeah. You used to show. You know though, if I win when I do win, I don't never grab the gun up and say, "Let me shoot up on yours and show you how much better." You do that every time, every time.
Why could I have not done that when I
On
was
camera,
doing
I know.
Dude, that thing is...
Because you got a big head after I told you won that round, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm it," and you start. Yeah, that's all it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, your head inflated.
Dude, I promise you that group is like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm at 15
You'll have to take a
yards here.
picture.
That's tight. That's tight. Either way, I don't hate it. I don't hate the gun. It is a little bit thick, but surprisingly, I didn't have any problems holding on to it. I love the trigger on the gun. So far, so good. Optic hasn't moved. So either way, you know, babe.
Yeah, your hat's up in the air. It's okay.
I mean, you got me out here looking all hood and everything. You didn't even tell me my
It's
hat
all right.
was jacked up.
It's all right. Oh, it looks. I like it better like that. Yeah.
You like it about this woman? Like she totally knew. There's no way she wasn't standing behind the camera like, Gene, oh, you like a gangster, man. Either way, I don't hate the gun. Now I'm serious. I'm serious now. So I don't hate the gun. I don't think Miss Amanda hates the gun. I don't regret buying it. I mean, I think I can confidently say that now. I don't regret buying the gun. I actually traded some guns for it. So if you've bought it and you haven't shot it yet, and you're thinking maybe the same way I was, I think you're gonna like the gun. It's been flawless. We've put probably around about 100 rounds. I'll count them off, put it in the screen, but somewhere around 100 rounds. Been flawless. No oil, no cleaning, just like all the rest of them. You know the platforms that you can support us on, Patreon, 5, 10, 20, whatever you want to donate every month. If you don't want to do that, a lot of people don't because they take some of that money. Hey, go over to our website, gsquaredtactical.com. Click on the 3 lines in the corner. You can make it one-time $500,000. I mean, 5, 10, 5, 250, $2, whatever you want to donate. Every bit of it will go back into buying ammunition for us to do what we do. Thanks so much for watching. And on this beautiful day that the Lord has made, to God only be the glory. My slide wasn't back, so I couldn't do the pop,
I know.
you know, my signature.
I thought about that, yeah.